Hey there! My name is Soda, and I wanted to walk you through how I created the character Max Darby. First off, this is not my first time making the character. I've made her before on other RP servers, but this time around I made her look a little different because not all roleplay servers have the same hair or the same clothes, so I wanted to mess around and do something a little different. And so, as you see here, I'm trying out some new clothes. Max Darby's original clothes are these, it kind of looks like mechanic clothes. It probably is mechanic clothes, put into a darker color. This is because Max is kind of like a little not self-aware. And so she wears this thinking that it kind of looks like a romper. So when I'm messing around right here, this is the mom, dad, blah, blah, blah. The characters that I'm choosing are kind of the ones that look a little more like feminine and have slightly softer features, because some of them, if you choose the ones that have like a very angular face, your character can look crazy, like really buggy-eyed and kind of creepy, honestly. But we're gonna go with the creepy effect with some other things, like right over here, I use some makeup. I use the punk makeup because it gives you these red rings around the eyes. The blush, what I did was I turned that darker to make it look like it's blending in with the eyes. I also used the junky eyes, which give it like that really deep red effect. And I also use this thing that makes her face more pale than usual. It's under complexion. And so you'll see me messing around with all these bars here, and I know that it looks like a lot, but the effect that I'm trying to go for is making her face thin while not being like too unbelievably jarring, because while Max is like creepy, I'm trying to make her like slightly believable. Supposedly the dark rings under her eyes just come from a lack of sleep. She's actually really nice, if you can believe it. She's just kind of intimidating on first glance. Okay, so here you see me going back through some stuff because I'm realizing that I'm not 100% happy with it. The hair just doesn't seem to suit Max, so I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I go through this, I gotta say, for a long time. It was a really hard decision. Max's old hair was kind of really long and grudge-like, but I really wasn't getting that effect with any of the hairstyles here. And this one right here is the one that we ultimately ended up going with. I think I changed it up a couple more times, but all in all, that one bob looked the best. It just kind of suited her. Yeah, I'm never completely happy with what I pick, so I've always kind of go back and perfect it a little bit. I think this is where I realized her face was still a little too angular, and I kind of wanted to make it a little softer. She's creepy, but not like too creepy. Yeah, her eyebrows, I was not feeling them. They were a little too intense for me. Because as you see, I don't know if it's because of her face shape, but a lot of the eyebrows kind of looked angular, like she was really mad. I feel like I'm using that a lot. Angular. But, yeah, so I wanted eyebrows that kind of fit her face a little bit more and didn't look so intimidating. Of course, gotta mess around and make sure I'm choosing the best options for this character. And so this may look like it took a long time, but I've got to say it maybe took less than an hour, which in terms of character creation for me is really not that long. When I created Max Darby on, I think it was Onyx, I want to say that took me like 2 to 3 hours. I spent like a really long time thinking about it. And so here's where I realized, since we're doing the bob for Max, I wanted to do something a little different for her clothes too. I really loved how this hood could go over her hair, because 90% of GTA RP characters, at least for the women, like their hair always clips through the hoods, but this one didn't, so that made me really happy, and I immediately wanted to use it. Yep, and this is where I'm choosing some pants. I wanted them to look kind of normal and not too funky. Just some normal black pants. I almost chose the wetsuit pants, but that would have been too ridiculous. Look, black plain pants, perfect. And PurpleRP actually has these boots right here that I really like. They're pretty shiny. So I chose that. In this menu, this is how you get the clipping to stop in some points on your character. And I'm also choosing the undershirt. For the undershirt, I thought about doing just a plain black shirt, but I was like, she's already wearing so much black that I don't want it to be too dark. And so I thought, you know, the way to make this a little lighter is give it some white too. Look at that. Yep, and I kind of stared at her for a while and was like, yep, this is Max Darby. This is her. And then gotta spin her around. Yes, I'm happy with it. I looked through these bracelets, but I don't think I actually used it. Yeah, I looked at them, but with the sleeves being as long as they are, you can't actually wear any wristwear, which some of them are fun, but I don't really mind. And you can't really see her ears anyway. So yeah, this was all a no from me. And one last time, since I've got the hood on now, I had to see what some of the other hairstyles looked like. But ultimately, I ended up sticking with what she had. I think I was just showing my chat like, yeah, like these don't work. And I was like, you know, I was really surprised. This was the fastest that I've ever made a character in GTA RP. At least like a custom one. Messed around with the sliders a little bit more, and I was like, okay, my character is pretty much done. And so this is the final result. This is Max Darby, and I have to say, very happy with her. Very happy.